I'm Lesley Logan. Welcome to my Pilates studio here in Los Angeles. I'm back with another Struggle is Real series with Andrea Made of Pilates. We are talking about connecting to your seat. Well, do you have hours? This is a little workshop that I know both Andrea and I teach in uniquely different ways on different pieces of equipment because it is something that we constantly have to find. So let me talk to you a little bit about just discovering what part of the seat we're trying to do. So if you have a magic circle and you place it underneath your ankle, there's also mini magic circles, which if you don't have legs as long as mine might be more ideal. But as I push down into the circle, I'm not trying to shove it down, right? Because then you see the leg bounces. I'm trying to find what I call the thud, where the hamstring meets your butt, and then I'm resisting the circle up so my leg isn't going around. And so if you can get this to turn on in all of your Pilates exercises, you're not going to feel like your quads are a massive problem anymore, right? How many of you do teaser and you're like, oh my God, my hip flexors are, right? So no, if you have this on, then you can come and do teaser and you can lower and lift your legs because it's all coming from here. So some things that I think are really important just to connecting to the seat is grabbing the magic circle and doing some leg presses like I just did. Do it on each leg. If you find you have a weaker leg, I would do the weaker leg twice. Weak, strong, weak. Another thing you can do is place this magic circle around your knees, right? Because you have to connect your seat in so many different spine shapes. So in a round spine shape, if you put your circle around your knees, you'll feel your seat turn on here, and then you can roll like a ball. And that way, when you take the circle away, you actually know how to turn those muscles on, sans the circle, and you'll feel this wake up, which is going to keep you from having that Elvis pelvis at the top where your body goes back and forth. And that same thing will work, same seat will work when you're here doing your open leg rocker, right? So that's a great exercise. Another way that I love to help people find the seat that we're talking about is in shoulder bridge. It's really easy to go into your lower back. But if you stay here and you just try to lift 1 foot 1 inch and the other foot 1 inch, it's going to help wake this up, right? So that's going to be a fun little marching game you can do. Also, where people tend to think, oh, this is like outer hip. I'm just working my outer hip. Well, your outer hip is your seat. But in here, when you stand on this leg, not from your knee locking, but from your thigh turning on, then you can kick this leg forward and back. This leg can go up and down. You can do circles back here, and all the while, you've got an anchor from not just your outer hip, but really all the muscles that surround your seat. And so one of my favorite things to do is take this leg back as far as I can without lunging my chest forward. And this leg has to push down to keep me from falling backwards. And then when I do little circles back here, now I'm working both seats, right? This left leg is struggling to keep the leg down, and then this other leg is going back. So I would do those things to kind of find your seat. And then as you go through your Pilates practice, here's something I think is really important to think about. On the mat, I find that it's, once you've discovered how your seat works on the mat, you never want to go back, right? Like, it makes your entire mat experience so much better. But on the equipment, I think we can get really obsessed with opening the springs and not closing the springs. We also get really obsessed with opening our knees, and it's really about opening the hips. So when you're doing footwork, take it all down to 1 spring, or even no springs. Or if you do colored springs, do like a yellow or a blue. And then do your footwork, and notice how much you have to use the back of your leg, your seat, to pull the carriage in, instead of your quads to push the carriage out, right? Because if you use your quads, you're going to fly right off that foot bar. And so you really want to pull it in. I would also keep that in mind when you're doing footwork, stomach massage, pelvic lift. You're not trying to straighten your knees. You're trying to open up the angle at your hip. That's going to really change how you tone the back of your legs and find strength for your Pilates practice. Then when you go to do things like snake, you're standing in your seat. You're not worried about your arms because your legs can hold so much more weight than your hands can, right? You can take that throughout your practice. And if you're one of the lucky folks to have a foot corrector, I challenge you to use it and use it and the toe corrector not to like work your feet, but to work your seat. Because the more our seats work, the more we can stand in our feet. How freaking cool is that? So I hope these little things can help you find your seat and then challenge yourself to find them in your equipment sessions without just like letting the springs and the choreography take over. And then make sure you subscribe to my channel, Andrea Made a Pilates channel, so you never miss a video from us. Check out her tips for finding the seat over on her YouTube channel. I'm Lesley Logan. Thank you so much for watching.